And we'll start just 1 second. Everybody has a chance to get to their seats. Charlie has promised to stop tapping the Coke can during this session.
I only did that when somebody else was talking.
Number two.
Okay. I have a friend whose grandmother used to say that she couldn't understand why people got into envy, jealousy, because it was the only one of the sins that you could never possibly have any fun at. But generally speaking, on Wall Street, I think a lot of people have had the wrong kind of grandmothers. I think few business operations have ever been constructed to require so little continuing intelligence in corporate headquarters. An idiot who was willing just to sit here would have a very good record long after the present incumbents were dead. I think it would be unreasonable to expect that a successor would be as good at making new investments as Warren has been in the past. Well, that's just too damn bad. If you mix the mathematics of the chain letter or the Ponzi scheme with some legitimate development like the development of the internet, you are mixing something which is wretched and irrational and has bad consequences with something that has very good consequences. But you know, if you mix raisins with turds, they're still turds.
That's why they have me write the annual report.
I would rather throw a viper down my shirt front than hire a compensation consultant. You want to develop a good character and good mental habits, and you want to learn from your mistakes, every single one, as you go along. And of course, you particularly want to avoid evil or seriously irrational people, particularly if they are attractive members of the opposite sex. That can
Charlie knows more about this. The expert.
Our situation in looking for this help reminds me of an apocryphal tale about Mozart. And a young man of 25 or so once asked to see Mozart, and he said, "I'm thinking of starting to write symphonies, and I'd like to get your advice." And Mozart said, "Well, you're too young to write symphonies." And the guy says, "But you were writing them when you were 10 years old." And Mozart says, "Yes," he says, "but I wasn't asking anybody else for advice how to do it." And so if you remind yourself of young Mozart, why, you're the man for us. Competency is a relative concept. And what a lot of us need, including the one speaking, is what I needed to get ahead was to compete against idiots. And luckily, there's a large supply. And Warren, if people weren't so often wrong, we wouldn't be so rich.
He's finally explained it to me. Okay.
I do think they created something that was probably unwise. They got countries in there that shouldn't have been there. You can't form a business partnership with your shiftless, drunken brother-in-law, you know. I mean, you have to make your partnerships with somebody else. And I think they lowered their standards a little, and it's caused strains.
I think everything here is off the record, understand?
What you don't want to be is like the man, and they held his funeral, and the minister said, "Now it's the time for somebody to say something nice about the deceased." And nobody came forward. And nobody came forward. He said, surely somebody can say something nice about the deceased. And nobody came forward. And finally one man came up and he said, well, he said, his brother was worse.
Yeah.